Ow, that's hot. Looks like we're ready. So if you ever come to my house for a party, you know I'm gonna have two things, summer sausage and cheese. It's gonna happen. Even my kids come down, if they see sausage and cheese, they know company's coming over. So today I'm gonna make summer sausage one of my favorite things. Again, I wanna credit Chud with this recipe. He makes the best sausages. So I figured, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do what the people that are making the best stuff do. So today, in order to make this, we're gonna start off with 2 pounds of lean brisket. Now this is prime, so it's still pretty well marbled. And I'm gonna use some of the pork shoulder here. Now this is, I'm taking like a lot of the fatty part of the pork shoulder. If you didn't have this, I recommend beef belly. Beef belly works great, but I couldn't always find beef belly, but you can always find pork shoulder. So I wanted to add that one in there. We're gonna go on the small die today. We're gonna chill our meat for about an hour to get it nice and chilled going through the grinder. That way it doesn't start to like render and get all mushy in there as we grind this out. And then we are going to mix up our spices. So let's chill this for a little bit, mix up our spices. We'll come back and grind, mix, and case. For our spice mixture, we're gonna go with the usual suspects, a few and more players coming to the party. 36 grams of salt, 5 grams of pink curing salt. This is really important. This is what's gonna help keep your meat safe because it needs a long, slow cook. Do not forget your pink curing salt, number 1, because otherwise if you don't cook it right away and cook it up to temperature, you will not be able to do the cold smoke, you will not get the same results. Pink curing salt, and it'll help with the color. One quick note, we're putting in the pink salt because we're doing a cold smoke. If you're not doing a cold smoke, do not put in the pink salt. If you're gonna make the sausage right now, you're gonna grind it up, case it, and smoke it, don't put the pink salt, and don't do the cold smoke. You're just gonna have to cook those things right up to 150, and then you can follow the steps as normal. 10 grams granulated garlic. And then for today's binder, we're gonna go with 7 grams of a C-bind carrot fiber binder, 10 grams of mustard seeds, in 7 grams black pepper, 8 grams mustard, 7 grams paprika, 10 grams of sugar, 5 grams of coriander, 2 grams of allspice, and 2 grams of nutmeg. Let's get this mixed up. Now with the carrot fiber binder, you use a lot less than you normally would for your milk powder, where you're using like 90 grams of milk powder versus like 7 grams of this one. The aroma of this is divine. This is gonna make excellent sausage. Okay, now that we have our spice mix, let's check on the meat, grind it up, and we'll do a mix. Meat, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. But not Chuck Woolery. 2 and 2. It's whisper quiet. It's so quiet you can't even tell that it's running. I've done a bunch of sausage today, so I wanted to give this a shot, using the mixer to do the mixing for me. Now you may be saying, Adam, isn't that the exact same freaking mixer that Chud used? No. I couldn't find the one that he used. That's okay. A good idea is a good idea. And he makes really great food. So I'm the reason why they create affiliate links. Because if I see you use it, I'm gonna go to your link, I'm gonna go to your store, I'm gonna buy it. I've wanted one of these for many years. I used to do a lot of baking and desserts and pastries. And so now this gave me a good excuse to buy one. So I'm gonna use it, we're gonna try it out and see if it works. Meat in. Too much meat. Let's go ahead and get these dry spices in there. Fingers crossed that this works. I'm gonna put it on the stir setting. Yes, it's working. This is way easier than doing it by hand. Okay, that worked out swimmingly. Now I'm gonna add in the liquid component because, like with the other ones, you want it to be nice and tacky. I'm gonna pour this in. Spread the love. Stir nice and low. Whoa, whoa. Looks like we're ready. Okay, before we finish up entirely, I'm gonna add 18 grams of encapsulated citric acid. Now what this is gonna do is gonna add that tang that you're accustomed to with the summer sausage. But you want the encapsulated stuff because you don't want it, if you have it without that, it'll start to cook the meat immediately, and you don't want that. So you want this to have time to mix, incorporate a little bit, and dissolve it at the correct time under heat. So we're gonna put it in now that everything's incorporated and mixed. Do a quick mix with this just to get it incorporated completely, and then we'll case the stuff up. So we'll put this in, mix it for just a little bit longer, we'll be good to go. Now it's time to case it up. Now, this is a pretty average horn, and it kind of does the job, but really want to do something a little more suited for the job. All right, let's get this cased up and good to go. It's like a freaking muffler. A beer can. Ooh, beer. And like always, we want to stuff this down in there to avoid any air pockets. All right, so for this one, we have a different casing. This is a fibrous tube. It's not edible, but it is big enough, strong enough, and by golly, people like it. So once we get to the end of this one, we will clamp it off, which I need to get. And like always, we want to get meat into the horn. That looks disturbing. Pay our tribute to Chud and start casing it up.
Ooh, yeah, nice and big.
Now Chud did something by mistake that I want to try to do on purpose, and that is create a smaller one so that I can have a sacrificial probe as this one is drying out. So I probably could have done a little bit more, but that's all right. Now, if you don't have these, you can use string. If it's worth investing in, it's worth over investing in. So of course I bought the little clamps and the little fasteners. So I'm gonna do 2 for good measure. All right. All right, going in with the second one. Okay. So now we have our little chubby here, which I wanted to do instead of casing the full thing, which would have gone all the way through the end. It's a good probe sacrificial link. So I'm going to use it as such. I'm going to clamp this one down. 2 for good measure. I'm going to tie it off. Just in case. And as with the other sausages, I'm going to cut that off, but we're going to put these in the fridge, let them get nice and incorporated overnight, and let the casings dry out a little bit. Uncovered in the fridge, preferably hanging if you can, but this one is just going to go and get smoked just like the other ones tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to getting this one on the smoker and see what it does. It's got the fibrous casing, which is not natural, not edible, but it should let all the smoke go through. So this should be good, and we'll see you after the overnight rest. Look at these huge summer sausages after an overnight rest in the fridge. These things are feeling nice and firm, which means we had a really good mix and a lot of good emulsion going on. So it looks like our fasteners held, which is really good. I had no reason to suspect otherwise. And now I'm trying to figure out how to hang this. I think I have an idea. It's kind of a rig, but I'm gonna try it out anyway. So for the cold smoke anyway, I won't be able to do it for the hot smoke because I don't have any metal hooks. But I do see a little air in here. Hopefully that won't burn me. But it's a big casing with a lot of meat stuffed in there. But this thing is awesome. Can't wait. Let's get it on the pit for the cold smoke for the next, I don't know, 5 hours or so. Let's get it out there. I've come up with a little solution here. Taking the old chamber smoker, and look at these guys. Right there, got the smoke tube. Hung them with zip ties. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna cold smoke these for about 5 hours or so. Then we'll cook them slowly, about a temperature of 225 to get them up to an internal of 150, 160, and then we'll pull them off, get them in the ice bath. All right, let's take a look at these guys. Whew, nice good smoke. 4.5 hours of smoke, looking good here. Looking awesome. Now these I'd probably like to do a little bit longer, like a 7 or 8 hours, but I got company coming over tonight. It's not gonna work out, but you can see here, that's looking really good. Got some really good color. Been in the cold smoke. We're gonna get this thing fired up to about 225 until we get to an internal temperature of 160-ish. So, feeling good, ready to get them cooked. Now, obviously, I'm gonna have to cut off these. I'll put them on the rack since you can't cook with these plastic in there, but we'll put them on the rack, get it cooked up good. We did it. We got these up to an internal temperature of about 160. Look at that summer sausage, man. I am beyond words at this moment. This is incredible. Our next step is to get them in the ice bath. We want to stop any carryover cooking. These are done and ready to go. We want to chill them all the way down. Now, I'm having a party tonight, so I'm going to put these in the ice bath for about 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and then I'm going to put it in the fridge. You could put this in the fridge overnight one more time if you wanted to. Makes it like a 3.5 day sausage. But I'm not doing that because I got a party tonight. But I am going to stop the cook and shock it so that it'll be ready and nice and chilled for our evening session, our evening party. You know, summer sausage you typically serve cold, so that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna get it in the ice bath, let it chill for about 15 to 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna take it out, put it in the fridge, and then get ready to slice in. So we'll see in a few. Ow, that's hot. Oh yeah, nice and cold. All right, the moment of truth is upon us. Look at these glorious summer sausages. I'm so excited to try these. We're gonna cut open this big guy here and see what we get from the flavor standpoint. So I always get nervous in these moments because what if you do something wrong? I'm just kidding. It's always good. Here we go. I'm using my made-in knife, which is so sharp. I always wear a cut glove under my regular one. So let's see how we did. Oh my goodness, look at that. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The smell is phenomenal. Oh my goodness, it's smoky. Oh my goodness, woohoo. All right, so let's cut this guy open. Now the skin is not edible, importantly. So let's take this off. Let's give this guy a try. Cut a slice. Nice and thin, but not too thin. I'm gonna cut this into pieces since that's a huge coin. Let's try it. Here goes. Okay, this is delicious. It's got that tang. It's got that nice summer sausagey flavor. Now, I think that after having this, I would recommend the overnight in the fridge. But I'm just gonna stick this back in the fridge until the party guests get here. This is so good. It's interesting too, like it's the homemade texture. It's different than the store, but not by much. And I think it's just because it needs to be in the fridge like overnight one more time. But like that said, like no one's gonna be like, oh, this is terrible. No, this is freaking delicious. And I'll eat a ton of this evening. So one of my favorite snacks, as I mentioned earlier, is cracker, cheese, and sausage. This right here is the perfect party snack. Let's give it a bite. Good. It's tangy, it's smoky. It's just worth all the effort that it took to get here. I can't wait to serve this to my friends, to show them what I did. This is so great, super easy to follow. I'm gonna be making this a lot. This is phenomenal. I can't wait. Yes, we did it. Thanks for watching. Put any questions down in the comments. Let me know if you made it. See how it goes. Thanks, guys.